Hello and welcome to FortuneIndia.com. I'm Deepthi Chaudhary and today we have with us Mr. Ashish Gupta, who's our Deputy Editor. And we are together here today to discuss our latest edition, the most awaited annual 40 under 40 list from India. Ashish, let's talk more about it.
So let me begin by asking you a very simple question. Why is this list so important, the 40 under 40 list?
You know, Ashish, when we talk about 40 under 40 achievers, there are three things that have to stand out for us. So, for example, we are looking at key aspects like youth, your passion, and innovation. And if you look at the 40 names that we have put in together after a lot of hard work, which included talking to industry experts, talking to corporate experts in that sense, and our internal discussions, we have this list of people who have innovated, done something extremely unique over the last 1 year, which is impacting the society in one way or the other.
Deepthi, can you just go tell us a few names and what they have done in this 40 under 40 list?
Sure, Ashish. Obviously, as the name of the list indicates, we have 40 people. Some of the names to begin with include our cover story on Leo Maveli. He has done an exciting job of creating high-tech bandages. We have people like Shraddha Sharma of Your Story. She's done a fantastic job of writing several thousand stories on young entrepreneurs. You have people like Suchita Salwan, the LBB founder. We have Baiju Ravindran. We have Dhanya Rajendran of the News Minute. She has done, again, a phenomenal job of doing an intensive coverage on southern parts of the country.
So, Deepthi, you have taken a cross-sectional view and picked up the right candidates. This cover fascinates me. Tell us something about this cover. It's very unique in a sense.
So, yes, this is a very beautiful cover thanks to our photo editors, our photographers, and our creative director. So, if you look at this picture, Ashish, the expression talks about the passion.
Wonderful.
Something that the list stands for. This blood ball stands for innovation. Again, something that we are trying to identify through the 40 under 40 list. So overall, if you look at this is youth, passion, innovation. So this is what this cover stands for.
Wonderful, Deep. Can we look forward to some more interesting stories, or should we be satisfied with only the 40 under 40 package?
No, Ashish, we have several very interesting stories in this package. In fact, to just whet your interest a bit, I'll give you a few names. We have a story on Axel, we have a story on Uber, and we have a story on Nirav Modi. In fact, that's the one that has been written by you.
Yes.
And let me assure you that you have taken a stand not taken by anybody else. So, Ashish, you are actually saying this fraud could be India's scam cess. Why are you saying that?
Thank you, Deepthi. Let me explain this. When we looked and read about the editorials, the newspaper stories, and the discussions on the television, we realized that they were basically looking at the nitty-gritties of the scam rather than looking at the bigger picture. How the honest taxpayer was being fleeced to pay for the sins of omissions and commission of these public sector banks. We, the honest taxpayer, are now bailing out these banks because of their frauds, inefficiency, and other corrupt practices.
Right.
Let me put this in the context of the Punjab National Bank Nirav Modi case.
Yeah.
Even before this case was discovered, the government had infused huge amount of money 8 times into this bank to keep it alive. And even after that, the bank continues to have a non-performing assets worth 55,000 crores. I'm only worried what happens when the real story of the scam comes out, not just because of this bank, but in many other banks. So it is really a scary situation.
Yes. Do we have any hope for the taxpayer?
Yes. So first and foremost, what we need to do is to reform the whole system. What that means is the government has to distance itself from these banks. It can no longer be the only owners or the majority owners of these banks. Secondly, this dual ownership of the banks is a big problem because the RBI believes that it does not have all the powers to regulate these banks. Third, we have to take care of the auditors who have not done their duty well, or even the bank management, which should have looked into the scam much earlier rather than allowed it to continue for 8 long years.
So hope is effectively what we are talking about in our 40 under 40 issue. Go grab your copy. It's an interesting one, we assure you that. Thanks so much for your time, Ashish.
Thank you, Deepti.
For more information, log into www.fortuneindia.com. Thank you so much for your time.